How's it going, folks? What a beautiful day. Great day to be alive. Sun is shining. It's a little brisk outside. Great day to come with me on this journey in overall preparedness and Second Amendment. You know, markets are pretty volatile. Everything was a little rough waters today. And it's mainly, it seems like, to be the financial institutions. And I know that the FDIC insured the depositors, but what about the investors in Silicon Valley Bank or in First Republic Bank? I don't know if you saw them today. They were down, what, 30% or something like that. Those people are not getting bailed out. And a lot of them are just families, you know, small businesses, individuals who chose to, you know, invest their money. Made a poor decision, made it wrong, possibly. But nonetheless, those people are hurting. And it's going to have certainly a ripple effect. But I don't know, did you guys check out what happened with gold this week? Gold, she's a soaring, man. I think it closed today at $1,985, $1,988, something like that. You know, it was just a few months ago, gold was at $1,625. You think about what a hell of an investment that would be. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Just a dude, just a prepper, firearms instructor. But you might want to consider do some paper trading on the gold. Or maybe the actual bullion, right? You buy it at spot price, pay the premium, what the dealer charges. Get yourself a piece of gold if you're able, an ounce. It's not cheap, but in this case might be a good investment. Although you might want to wait a little bit because it's kind of at a high right now. Now's the time to be selling it. But we shall see if that dollar begins to crumble or become not as popular as it once were. Then maybe that gold can go as high as what, 22, 23, 2,500. I don't know, but that's exactly what's happening. The Russia and China, and we all knew it. It was just now a formality. They have essentially made an alliance with one another, and it's on paper and formal. The president of China is actually heading to Russia next week, where those two guys are going to sit down and talk about stuff that we're never going to be made aware of. But I do believe it's all coming to an head, guys, and you better get your preps in order. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, because it's all the chess pieces are coming together, and I believe that we are on the brink of World War III. You know, I was telling my kids, and I try to be not too harsh with the topics, but I was saying, you know, kids, you guys survived a global pandemic, which your grandparents didn't do, and you're likely going to witness World War III, which most grandparents, many still did, of course, but witness World War II, but World War III, which you just might witness that as well, and we're going to come out prepared and survived. I was seeing a bunch of ducks over here and swan. Let me see if I can switch. It's a fairly large body of water. It's actually on both sides here. It's beautiful. For a while, the levels were awfully low. Still is kind of low, but it was looking pretty bad. It got a lot of rain recently. It's always encouraging. You know, you can have this water. Well, I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't drink this water. But if you were desperate, imagine if you didn't have water for a long time. You sure as hell would be tempted to drink it. Look at that. Drink that stuff, you're going to have diarrhea for a long time. Unless, of course, you have maybe Life Straw water purification tablets. Those things are great, guys. I hope you have them in your bug bag, because the fundamentals of all prepping starts with water, right? Without water, you're going to get real desperate real quick. So those water purification tabs are fairly inexpensive. The Life Straw, they got all sorts of different options. I would encourage you to do so, because that water is the fundamentals of life, and we all know it. But we're so comfortable with having that agua come out of the spigot. But, you know, in an economic collapse, when staff cuts are made and municipalities are losing their funding, that tap water might not be as pure, right? Or just might not be made available. So something to think about. There's plenty of water out there. I was saying I got some more. Let me show you guys. I got some more there. It's on both sides. The water's plentiful, but I wouldn't drink that stuff unless you have purification or unless you have that life straw. So something to think about. Little tips, little tricks. It's just like in my firearms training. Sometimes I'll show somebody something simple. Like, man, I've been racking that slide, you know, with my pinchers, with the 2 fingers. So hard to do. Now that I use a palm and 4 fingers, pull and let go, no problems at all. So sometimes it's those simple tips, guys, that can save you from a lot of heartache. And that's what we do. You guys have been giving me some decent tips too. It's awesome. And I do appreciate it. So I hope you guys enjoy your St. Patrick's Day weekend. I hope that you enjoy time with family. And while we still have civility in our nation, while we are going to bed at night, not worried about bombs being dropped on our heads, and but that time is going to come, and it's going to change, and you're going to wish that you were ready. You're going to wish that you were prepared if you're not. For those of you that are, you're going to you know, go through the storm. You're going to go through a lot of suffering, but it won't be quite as bad. Those that aren't are going to be a burden on emergency responders, a burden on their neighbors, a burden on their family members. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have the opportunity now to prepare and to try and survive and make that tumultuous waters, that tumultuous time a little easier, right? Whether you're a city dweller or you live in the country, I've had the opportunity in life to do both, and both will be equally as tumultuous, although I feel that country life might be a little bit better, slightly. If you combine together with the community, really, if you can live in a suburban cul-de-sac or in a small town community, those are the ones that will bode the best in any type of economic collapse or even an EMP type situation. Depending on where the nuke is dropped, that may not make a difference, but that's slightly less likely. Folks, I love you. I thank you. Appreciate all the support for this channel. You guys hanging out with me. Have a blessed weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon. As always, remain safe.